Horticulture has become one of the lucrative business as people from all walks of life pursue farming. Today in the studio we have Mr. Nyamufukuza, who is to shed more light on horticulture. Good morning, Mr. Nyamufukuza.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Welcome to Good Morning Zimbabwe.
It's actually my pleasure to be here.
Yes.
Yeah.
So first things first, what is horticulture?
Okay. Horticulture in general, it's a branch of agriculture that deals with the production of ornamental plants and other crops that are. It's actually it's a term that is from the Latin, that is hortus and cultura, meaning the cultivation of crops in the garden. So what matters mostly is that horticulture has got 5 branches, which are of much interest to every person who is watching this project. Is the Horticulture, which is the production of our vegetables. There is the production, that's pomology, which is the production of fruits. I would like to focus on those mostly because they are the major foreign currency earners, particularly in Zimbabwe. I'm sure you can recall the issues to do with the floriculture, the fruit, the flowers that are exported, the fruit trees, the tea and coffee. There's the blueberries, there's citrus, our Masowe orange citrus plantation, which is the core value of Zimbabwe in general. So that best summarizes what horticulture is.
Okay. So which projects are more lucrative and worth pursuing these days?
Right. When we are talking about projects that are more lucrative, it's not about projects that are lucrative for an individual person. It's for the nation, because when you have got land, you are supposed to produce for the nation. And to do so, we need to focus on high-earning crops, locally as well as regionally. So when you look at the citrus, the fruit trees, the citrus demand, the global demand for citrus is about 14.8 billion. Yet in Zimbabwe we are producing something around 3.6 or 6 million. So you can see that there is actually a huge demand. That is where another key area where we should focus on. Then we go to another one, which is the vegetables. I was talking about horticulture, where you see there's vegetables like broccoli, like cauliflower, like butternuts, cucumbers. All those ones have got value locally as well as on the export market. I'm sure you can also recall about the potatoes and tomatoes. But all of them would require an expert farm management, an expert project management, so that you get the best out of your investment.
Now on individual basis, now that winter is upon us, which best vegetable to plant behind my backyard?
If you are planting specifically for yourself, you can consider what matters for your own consumption. That is of interest is the healthy, so that you can be able to pick at least within 1 hour from the garden. That is your cauliflower, your broccoli, depending on your level on your lifestyle. What interests you mostly? But definitely for a person to say, yeah, I'm consuming something that is of healthy, you need to consider something like an inclusion of leguminous crops like beans. Beans is actually the right time for you to grow beans, like peas and so forth. Then cauliflower, your vegetables, your rape and cover. There are others who can also even go for cabbage. It's something that is lucrative. It's something that is also healthy for yourself.
Yeah. So how much has horticulture been disturbed by the raging pandemic?
One of the most industries that we affected is horticulture. You would discover that we lost a lot of vegetables during the first quarter of 2020 and even 2019, nationally as well as regionally. If we were to talk about global, you notice that a lot of vegetables were discarded, because the nature of our vegetables or of horticultural crops, they are perishable, they easily go rot. So the fact that you have disturbed the movement of goods and so forth, you are actually disturbing their perishability nature. So generally the global demand, the global trend in horticulture actually declined, which is a thing that we should actually focus on. Of late, the government of Zimbabwe has got the horticulture recovery plan, which is something that is appetizing in the ears of those that are in this industry of agriculture, because you notice that there is recently the African Continental Free Trade Area, which is a trading bloc, in addition to other 5, the COMESA, the Commonwealth for Eastern and Southern Africa. There is this EFC, where you notice that those are some of the treaties and agreements that are being signed, so that to boost, to re-energize this industry of horticulture among any other agricultural products. So generally, agriculture and particularly the horticulture sector is the most affected in the industry of agriculture. But to do so, I'm sure you've heard about news that are actually trying to boost and re-energize some of those enterprises. Even other private players like AfroStain, they're actually trying also to energize the farmers and come up with some jumpstart enterprise solutions that are giving farmers the ability to unlock the potential of their lands through precision and smart farm enterprise solutions. So those are some of the things that we are then trying in order to revitalize the horticulture sector and make sure that the farmers are actually able to get the best out of their investments.
Okay. Yep. Now, lastly, I want to ask, what advice can you give to someone who wants to venture into horticulture but has got a low income?
You need to start at your level. I've actually challenges the individuals who even tell people to start very small. It's almost inhuman. Imagine you being told to start small, yet you've got somewhere to start it. So if you start at your level, you've got the chance to learn, you've got the chance to master and to have vision. You control your vision and you'll be able to say, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do and I can do this. More specifically, more important, you need to engage the experts, because you can imagine the confusion, the trying to learn everything and master new and existing barriers, but ultimately you might even master nothing. So it's always best to get expert advice, expert guidance as you grow from here, from zero in fact to hero. That is what can actually make you an expert in the industry of agriculture.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Nyamufukudza, for joining us here.
Thank you so much. It's actually my pleasure.
Yes. Mr. Nyamufukudza there, who was shedding more light on horticulture. And that concludes our early news. And we are now going to take